Hi, my name is Chris Beausoleil. It's the 30th of June 2017. So I'm going to talk a little bit today about something that I found with Google Statistics and redirecting to Gmail account. I don't know if this has to do with the Anglicans and Company, Presbyterians, and third party here at More Theological Bible College that engage in computer crimes, hacking and remote accessing people's computers without their permission, or if it has to do with the Google framework and the Google system, how they do things. But anyways, I think it could probably be exploitable, and it causes corruption in statistics. So it's worth figuring out what's causing it. So anyways, I'll just go to that, and I'll show you. So basically, here we are. I'm gonna go into my bookmarks, and I'm gonna get my Gmail. So here's the I don't want to do that. Okay, so here's the email bookmark that I used to use or to access Gmail. I used to use this all the time because I thought it would take me directly to Gmail instead of going through accounts, but I guess they've changed that. Anyways, that's what I was using, and then when I go, it redirects me, of course, to this, and this account shows up like this. Okay, so when the top on line 1, that's what I usually input into the address bar of the browser. It redirects to line 3, redirects to that link, and then it takes me to accounts. Okay, so I'm logging in now, and I'm going to my account. So I'm just going to go into here and go into mail, and then I'm going to go into my account up here, and then I'm going to go down to device activity and notifications, and this is incorrect. The password changed is incorrect. So that date there, the June 26th, is wrong. So the real date is, okay, so the correct date is June 27th at 9:11. That's when I actually changed the password. And when I go in through that link I just showed you, it always takes me to June 26, 11:11, and it happens all the time, no matter what. When I changed my password, it's always incorrect like that. Now, if I sign in the other way, it doesn't do it. I'll show you. Now it's only a few seconds later, but I refreshed my browser, and when you refresh the browser, it corrects the date. The date is corrected after the browser is refreshed. But whenever I log in for the first time, it's always incorrect, and I don't know why it reads as incorrect, and it's always incorrect by exactly the same time. So it says June 26 at 11:11, and it's consistent. It does not do it when I log in directly from the other account, and that I'll show you that right now. Okay, so I logged out, and I reset, emptied out my cache in my browser and everything, and all my cookies and all that stuff, and blah blah blah. And I'm gonna go and try it in the other. Oh, come on, in the other method. So the other way that I can access, of course, is using this here. So when I use this to access the account, and I go, it redirects me, and I'll copy that redirect out and I'll show you. So it redirects me to here. So I'll copy this. I'll go to my thing here. I'll paste it in. So here's the redirect for the account link. Okay, so pardon me. Here's the original link that I have bookmarked, and then below it is the redirection. So they are different. However, the second redirection, the one at line 7, it takes me directly in to my account, and when I access the device, statistics from that link, it's correct. I'll show you. Okay, so I'm logging in here. It takes a long time sometimes. So here I am, and I'll go to my device activity notifications, and see, oh, it's still wrong. No, it doesn't matter. It's wrong too. Yesterday it wasn't doing that. Yesterday it was correct, but today it's wrong. So I don't know. No matter how I go in no matter how I log in, whether I'm using accounts or what, my password rules goes as wrong. Also, the current Android device, it shows as Android. I have a ZTE zip, and several days ago I tried logging in, and I'll show you. So I'm just gonna, I just went back to my recent apps, and then I'm gonna go back to IceCat, and no, it's still June 26th. So I'll try refreshing. It wasn't like this yesterday. Yesterday, oh, there, now it corrected. When I refresh, it corrects. But when I first log into the account, it's inaccurate, and see, it corrects at the same time. So no matter how I access the account, it doesn't matter. The data is incorrect, and it has the wrong date. So I think there's something going on here. I think that the Anglicans are messing with the account, because there's other things that show on the account that are incorrect, or pardon me, incorrect, inaccurate, and wrong, that shouldn't be happening. I'll show you. So I think it was I noticed this on the 25th or the 26th. I'm not sure. Anyways, it was the 26th that I noticed this, because I remember thinking that oh, look at the date, the month is wrong, but the date is the same. So anyways, I logged into my Gmail account, and I looked at my current devices, and I saw the Android, that oddly generic qualification of my device, my current device, which is this ZTE zip, using Optus, the telecom company here in Australia, and that my phone always reads as just Android, very generic. But the one below it is, I think, Anglican's or Anglican and Company, Presbyterians, Baptists, and third parties accessing my Gmail through a clone, accessing my Gmail through a clone or a virtual machine of some sort. I don't know how they're doing it, but I've seen this lots of times. So here it says on May 26 at 8:09. And then couple seconds later, in the same way as my password were incorrect, it changed to May 26, 6:09. So it just changed by 2 hours. See, 6:09 to 8:09 to 2:09, 6:09, pardon me. So it was a 2-hour difference. But it's very similar to my password, which is 2-hour difference, which was 9:11 to 11:11 to 9:11. So it was a loss of 2 hours. But on my password, it was like an entire day difference. So So after I noticed that it changed from 809 to 609, which is corruption of statistics as far as I'm concerned, and the fact that the time stamp of the password change was also changed by 2 hours, that shows a similarity and kind of a relation between the two um, oddities, or whatever you want to call it. So then right after that, a few minutes after that, like I took the screenshot at 16:54, and then I took the screenshot here. The icon changed, and that's the screen icon of the phone when I first bought it. That's the Launcher 3 home screen. I don't use that anymore. I use a different home screen, and then it changed back. And so a lot of weirdness and a lot of strangeness, and I think it's like data corruption, and I think it has something to do with the Anglicans and how they're accessing my accounts and how they're accessing my devices. And I think that this ZTE Optus is not my phone. It's uh, a device being used by the Anglicans, like I said, a clone or a virtual machine. And this has happened before. So here we see a Linux device accessing my machine, and I have never used Linux not to access this machine in the last over several years, because I can't use computers here because the Anglicans have the attackers have broken several of our computers. A Lenovo, they wiped it out, all the data off of it twice. They broke and destroyed my Asus. I can't use it because the display doesn't work. It's all just garbled like spaghetti, like characters on strange characters on the screen. So here is a Linux machine accessing on May 7th, 2:03 a.m. And here it is here, and it says last synced May 7th, 2017 at 2:03 a.m. The thing is here is that I do not sync. I have sync turned off on all my the phone. I have nothing synchronizing, and I have nothing synchronizing to Google. I have all my Google apps disabled, and I have my Gmail app disabled. So here you see my Gmail app is disabled, and all my Google apps are disabled, and I don't have them um, turned on. So my launcher 3 is disabled, and anything that I'm think that the Anglicans and the attackers can use against me using on this phone, I've turned off. So this here Linux, I've never used this. This is not me. I've not used any Linux. I've not used any operating system, any computer in like over 2 years, like over a year, yeah, close to 2 years now. I can't, because they just break them, and they're watching like 24 hours a day anyways. There's no point, there's no privacy, and at any point they can just break something or destroy it. And I spend so much time trying to fix stuff, it's just I can't do it. It's impossible. So on as you can see on May 7th, the current device was listed as Android 2. Now the thing is why is it listed as Android? It's such an very generic thing. It occurred to me, generic way to list the device. It occurred to me that the Anglicans are intercepting all my traffic and intercepting my phone activity, and then it goes through their phone, which is like a master type of thing, or like a host, like a master system, and mine is like my phone acts like a shell or like a slave system, and their phone controls my phone. I've seen lots of evidence of that. Applications change, configurations change, the data is lost and then all of a sudden gained for no reason at all, like disk space just out of nowhere. 300 megabytes of disk space just appear out of nowhere, and then for no reason at all, data is lost. Like I inserted a SD card one time, and for no reason at all, the SD card was it gained 7 gigabytes of data for no reason at all. It just gained the data, and so I don't know how they do it or why they're doing it, but well, I know why they're doing it, but they've been doing